very excited. He's close to fighting for a world title, and I'll have him come up and say a few words. Lamont Rhodes.
First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity, allowing me to be here. Second, I want to thank my dad, my manager, my team. They helped me push through this camp. And third of all, I want to thank Golden Boy and everyone who believed in me and put in this position. Obviously, we fought a tough fighter, rugged, very gritty. I probably got hit with more headbutts than punches, but nevertheless, we pulled it out. You'll never see me quit. You'll never see me back down from anything. For everyone that was watching, Jonathan Oquendo's his performance shouldn't go unnoticed as well. He came to fight, but I pulled it out, and I finished strong as well. Other than that, see y'all next time.
Any questions? Anybody have any questions for Lamont Roach? Any questions out there?
Yes, we knew he was going to be aggressive. Throughout our training camp, we knew he was going to be aggressive, rough, and rugged. So it wasn't nothing we didn't expect. It was just something we had to be ready for.
Okay, any other questions? Any other questions? Lamont wants some tacos and Cinco de Mayo, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay, question.
This is Frank Yolagi with Winfrey Media. Lamont, how did it feel to fight in this stage, a Canelo card?
Oh, it felt great. Once again, like I said, I was very thankful to be on this platform. Essentially, pay-per-view is dead, but if this was a pay-per-view card, I would be on the pay-per-view attraction. So I'm very thankful. And just this stage right here will elevate my game as well, just to get my name out there even more. And better opponents and bigger fights will come.
Lamont, right here.
What's up, Ellie?
I'm good. Congratulations on your win. Can you line up your next 3 opponents?
If we could get Robert over here, yeah, we can. Hopefully, we're looking at champions. We're not looking down. We just won an NABO championship, and I just defended my WBO international championship. Right now, I'm number 1 in the WBO, so they have a match for that title coming up soon. So hopefully, the winner fights me.
Guys, thank you. Lamont's going to go get some tacos, so thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a seat, Is Joseph Diaz here? Joseph Diaz. Oh, he's out there. He's up there doing an interview. Okay. All right. Yeah, you can go. Okay, so I want to bring up. I'm going to bring up Virgil Ortiz to say a few words. What's that? Okay, all right. So he had a great performance, Virgil Ortiz. First guy to stop Mauricio Herrera. Mauricio's a tough fighter. I mean, a lot of you guys have seen him in tough fights, but he had a great performance. I said it in the press conference during the week. Virgil is the best prospect in all of boxing, and you guys are going to see a lot more of Virgil very, very soon. I'll bring him up to say a few words. Virgil Ortiz.
Hey everybody, I want to thank all the media for coming over here. I want to thank all of my supporters from Michoacan, Mexico, California, Texas, everywhere, Grand Prairie. I want to thank my team over there, my dad, even my brother. He plays Fortnite with me. He keeps me busy, making weight and stuff. Hector, Robert Garcia Jr., everyone. First of all, I just want to say the fight started off a little boring, but that's because I was assessing my opponent. Like I was reading him like a book, and I mean honestly, I was even hearing some of the announcers. They were saying like, "Oh, he's keeping Mauricio's keeping Virgil Ortiz at bay." He wasn't keeping me at bay. I was taking my time. I was reading everything about him, all of his weaknesses, and you know what? When the time came, I was like, all right, it's time to go. And after the first knockdown, the second round, and we went into the third round, I could just tell that he wasn't reacting as much anymore. I could tell he was done, so I just made the same little move, and that's all she wrote. But I mean, other than that, I'm really thankful of Boomwood Promotions for giving me this fight, for believing that I could take on this challenge. And hey, I heard a fight coming up in Dallas, possibly a world title fight. Man, that's exciting. And I'm really excited for that. And thank you, bro. And you know what? I'm gonna run tomorrow, keep my weight off, and hopefully, hey, like I said in the ring, if they tell me to fight in 2 weeks for a world title, I'll do it. I swear I will. And thank you.
Questions, okay. Any questions? Any questions for Virgil Ortiz?
Virgil, I'm from Mexico City. Esto newspaper. ¿Hablas tú un poco de español?
Sí, poquito, entiendo.
Sí.
Sí.
Ok, la verdad es que cada actuación tuya es una demostración de gran poder.
And it's not just because of my power. I'm a very smart fighter, and like I said right now, in the early rounds, I wasn't going off. I knew that this guy had a lot of tricks up his sleeve, but you know what? I was able to neutralize it because this isn't the first time I've done this. I only have 12 fights, but I'm very experienced.
Básicamente que yo sí me siento listo para pelear por un título mundial. En los primeros asaltos vi que estaba haciendo muchas cosas, pero yo estoy acostumbrado de diferentes estilos de peleadores. Así que con este tipo de peleas estoy listo para enfrentar a un...
What I wanted to do before I turned pro. I think the first fight, one of the first pro fights I ever went to was Pacquiao and Margarito, and I saw that big stadium. I was just like, you know what? I got to headline this one day, and I was like, and I've just been working hard ever since that moment. your dreams don't work unless you do, and I'm making it happen.
Any other questions for Virgil?
Virgil, Steven right here. Congratulations first. Were you surprised, I guess, being that Herrera had been so durable most of his career, that your shots were having that effect on him, and you could tell he was getting ready to go?
I'm gonna be honest. I thought I was gonna go the distance, and I didn't think that my shots were gonna be as effective as they were. I didn't. I don't know if I just, I underestimate myself, because I went into this fight, thinking that I was the underdog. Even though I wasn't the underdog, the odds were clearly in my favor. But I always go in thinking that the other guy has the edge. He has the most experience and all that stuff, and I think that's what helps me come out with these victories. But I mean, yeah.
When the ending came, and it came quicker than even your longest fight to date. Obviously, you want the knockout, you want to get out early, but does any part of you want to feel more rounds in the pro ranks?
Oh yeah, definitely. We, like I said, I was going 10 rounds of sparring since February. I was way more prepared to do it, and I really wanted to, and like I said, I expected to do it, but the fight ended short, and you know what? Shorter fights means longer careers, so it's great. I know you don't have the mic anymore. Congrats. Not congrats. Thank you.
Virgil, we know you got power. We know you got patience. So tell us in Dallas, who you fighting next, and after that one, actually, who you fighting for the world champion?
I have no idea. This is brand new news to me. I just found out about the world title, but we'll see.
Virgil, you're 21, you have 13 fights, 13 knockouts. What do you see for your future? What do you envision for your future?
For sure, and I can say this with the utmost confidence, I believe I'll be a world champion in less than a year.
Do you see yourself in the Hall of Fame someday?
Definitely.
Virgil, you tweet a lot about food. What do you want to eat now that you made weight and you fought?
I want to eat some tacos de trompo con salsa verde. You already know. That's it? All right. All right. Hey, thank you once again. Thank you for coming out here. My first co-main event. Well, it wasn't my first, but this is my first fight of this magnitude, and I appreciate every single one of y'all. You're all a part of like my future success. I appreciate you covering all of this, and guys, I love y'all.
All right, good job, Virgil. Okay, so we have Jojo now coming up next, so we'll ask him a few questions. Jojo did his thing. He made a statement as well. He promised us a knockout. He got it, so we're very proud and very happy for him. I want to thank his manager, Ralph. Thank you. Your brother. Where's your brother? So, okay, he's over there. So, okay, right on. Thank you. But look, he's in line for a world title. He's available to fight any of the world champions. We already got a few calls, so we're going to work on something very special next for Jojo. But I'll have him come up, say a few words. Jojo.
What's up, everybody? First off, I wanted to say congratulations to Lamont Roach and Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz looks spectacular tonight, guys. I also want to say thank you to my manager, Ralph Heredia, Golden Boy Promotions, Eric Gomez, Oscar De La Hoya, Robert Diaz, for giving me this another opportunity to showcase my skills on such a big time stage. I was ready. I was more than ready. I trained my ass off over there out in India with Coach Joel and my father, Joseph Diaz Sr. I was really well prepared. I had, like I said during my post-interview, that I was dealing with a lot of, stress and depression 2018, and it was a really tough time in my life where I really felt like I was I rock bottom, and I just really had faith in myself. I really believed in myself. I was very fortunate that I started, praying a lot and just, just having faith in God and just talking to God a lot more. And He was just showing me the light, making me make the right decisions, actually making me talk to my manager a lot more, open up with my parents and everything. And I just, now I'm just extremely blessed. I feel extremely more confident at this weight at 130, 126 pounds. It was really hard for me, man. I was, really trying to be a champion for Golden Boy Promotions and Oscar De La Hoya and everybody at 126. But unfortunately, man, it is what it is. I'm a big guy at 126 pounds. I have a big body, and I just couldn't make the weight anymore. So it's time to move on to the next chapter. 130 pounds is going to be the next stage in my life, and I guaranteed you guys, I promise you guys that I'll be a champion at 130. I know it's Cinco de Mayo weekend. I'm just right here now, just trying to celebrate, enjoy myself. I might have me a couple tequila shots and dance some salsa tonight, or maybe some. But yeah, thank you guys for all the support. If you guys want to ask me some questions, go on. I'm not sure. I actually like it, man. I actually really like the blue hair. The problem is, like, every 2 days, my freaking hair grows really long. I should get my hair gray like Dan Rafael now. Just like gray right here. Yeah, I should. All mixing colors and stuff. I stained my pillow a couple times. I actually stained my hats too.
Jojo,
Yeah.
Francisco Salazar, congrats.
Thank you, Francisco.
Last 2 days you've been more animated. I mean, the press conference, Tevin Farmer, the hair. Is it more part of what you went through last year, and then also maybe the fact that you really want a world title shot against Tevin Farmer? Where's that more animated side of you come from?
You know what? I feel like I'm just being myself now, man. I'm just enjoying myself. I feel like I was, really thinking about other people's opinions and thinking about what people had to say about me and stuff like that. But now it's just like I have that mentality where I'm just gonna be myself, and if people don't like it, then it's okay. I'm gonna talk crap. I'm gonna be the nice guy. I'm gonna be very humble, take pictures with the fans and everything. But if someone tries to come up to me and stuff, then I'm gonna disrespect them as well, because I don't put up with that. And also, like, with my hair and stuff like that, I just like to be creative, man. I'm very fashionable. I like always dressing kind of different, always trying to stand out and stuff. So it's just myself now.
Jojo.
Oh.
Jesse Casos from 97.9 La Raza and Mega 96.3, radio station from LA. Can you explain to us how you felt tonight coming back into the ring? And secondly, what does it mean to you to be back on a big stage like this and represent the city of El Monte, where a lot of good people come out of there, myself included? Represent, brother, and prayers to you always.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I felt really good fighting on such a big stage. Like I said, man, I really put my heart into this training camp. We were trying to get the champion at 130 pounds, no matter who the opponent is. If it's Tevin Farmer, Gervonta Davis, Miguel Bachad, any of those guys, man, I feel like I could actually beat those guys, man. I feel like I'm really well prepared at 130, and I'm ready to go. And shout out to South Amani and Almani. I know that they have really, you know how it is in all the cities, man. Everybody has like their struggles. Everybody has their bad sides and their good sides, and I just want to be a positive role model, not only to my city of South Amani and Almani, but to everybody in general. The youth, people my age, people older than me. I just want to be, a positive impact and showcase to everybody that dreams come true. As long as you keep faith, as long as you stay in a positive mentality, everything's gonna happen. As long as you just, grind it out, everything's just gonna fall into place.
Jojo, great win tonight. What's next on your list of goals and accomplishments? What's the number one goal that you want to achieve moving forward?
Becoming a world champion. That's my main goal. My main goal is to become a world champion. Like I said, last year I was this close, man. I was opening up the door, man. I had that that shot, and every time I think about it, man, it makes me want to throw up. Every time I think about, almost having that world title around my waist, it gets me really, really mad, and that just makes me more furious, and that just makes me more determined to actually become champion this year. So my number one priority is to become the champion that I deserve, not only for myself, but for my mom, my dad, my sisters, everybody that they all sacrificed for me, man. My mom and dad, they sacrificed a lot for me to be where I'm at today, and I thank them a lot, because if it wasn't for them, man, I probably wouldn't be here today, and without them, I wouldn't be who I am. So I really want to become world champion. I really want to showcase to them that I could become the champion that they know that I could be.
I actually, I have a contract right here that Eddie Hearn just gave me.
We do. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Really appreciate it.
Okay. Any other questions?
Jojo, Eddie, with all the drama this week and right now, does that handshake, is that like an agreement with the farmer fight? Jojo, and do you and your team, do you guys want to pursue that fight next? Eddie?
Yeah, from me, the handshake wasn't a contract, but certainly I think Jojo Diaz against Tevin Farmer is a great fight. In fact, listen, it's been so good working with Golden Boy, and we're on the same platform. I want to get a card together with Oscar and Eric and Bernard, where all our guys take on each other. So I'm talking about Jaime Munguia against Jesse Vargas, talking about Tevin Farmer against Jojo Diaz, I'm talking about Ryan Garcia against Martin Ward. I really feel like we can put on 7 or 8 fights, Matchroom versus Golden Boy, and it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of competition. We're all competitors. We all want to win so badly, and I think Jojo Diaz is a popular contender. Tevin Farmer has a mandatory challenger in Fremont for the IBF. He'll take care of that in July. And then September, October, Tevin Farmer, I think, has boxed 5 times in 8 months. So he's been one of the most active world champions out there. And, he's in a position where no one really gave him a shot. So, he wants to call his shots right now. But also it's important to see who the public want and who the zone want. And I think Jojo Diaz is a worthy contender.
Yeah, like I said, I'll fight Tevin Farmer anywhere. Whenever the contracts are going to be sent to me, I'll be willing to accept any challenge. I want to just fight for a world title, even if it's not Tevin Farmer. It could be against Andrew Cancio, Alberto Machado winner, Miguel Pachad, or Francisco Vargas. Whoever wins out of those titles. I really wanted just a title shot and showcase to everybody that 130 pounds is the new weight.
Jojo, Luis Mendez, hope we're all there. What do you feel is going to be your fight limit for a year? How many fights will you take on?
I'm willing to fight as many times as possible. I love to fight. I'm a fighter. I'm a boxer. I've been doing this since I was 11 years old. That's all I do is box. I have a couple investments with my manager and stuff like that already, but my main passion is boxing. I love to fight, and whenever they give me the opportunity, I'm always calling Ralph. I'm always calling Ralph every single week, like, hey Ralph, do we got to fight? Let's link it up. Let's start training camp and stuff. So, like I said, man, I want to fight whenever, as many times as possible. Hopefully this year I can stay very active. I already got 2 fights under my belt. Hopefully I get 2 more, maybe even 3.
Good. All right, let these guys go get tequila tacos. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you. So we're just waiting for Danny Jacobs. Danny's gonna be coming out, and so is Canelo. They're just finishing their testing. They'll be coming out. Official attendance for tonight. Official attendance was 20,203. 20,203. We were just shy of a sellout. A lot of the tickets that remained were individual tickets without pairs, which is always the hardest tickets to sell at the end. So just wait a little bit, guys, and they'll be coming out shortly. Sorry?
I thought it was a good performance. I thought it was an intriguing fight. I don't think it was necessarily the war that we thought we might get, but there was at times. I thought it was a very high-class fight, a high-level fight between two elite fighters. I thought Danny had a relatively poor first half of the fight, and I thought that he won the back end of the fight. I scored it 115, 113, and I think he'll kick himself a little bit, but it's easy to say, if he would have tried to be a little bit more aggressive in the fight. He took some big shots, and so did Canelo, and they both showed a great chin. I think it's something that him and Andre will talk about. I see him moving to 168. I think he's had a brilliant run at 160. And obviously now with the landscape, with Canelo potentially fighting Triple G if that happens, and Demetrius waiting in the wings with the undisputed fight, I think the time is right for Danny to move up to the 168 division now. I think he'll be a new challenge. I think he'll be a different monster there as well. And if that's what his team decides, I think that'll be a wise move. No, 115, 113 is, if I score it 115, 113, then you can have it 116, 112, you can have it a draw, but the right man won the fight. I think that's the general consensus. Sorry? For sure, it was a fight that every fight fan would have just paid $100 for, or $90 on a regular pay-per-view platform, and tonight they got it part of the monthly schedule, or they bought an annual pass for the same price. It's giving them 100 fight nights a year. Coming up, we've got a show next Friday. You've got the World Boxing Super Series. You've got the heavyweight debut of Alexander Usyk against Carlos Takam. You've got the American debut of unified heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua against Andy Ruiz. You've got the return of Gennady Golovkin. You've got the defense of the WBA world champion Demetrius Andrade, and that's just till the end of June. That's not including the MLB, that's not including, like I said, the World Boxing Super Series, the Bellator event. So, if you spent tonight the normal price of one pay-per-view, congratulations, you've just got 1 year of the zone. And in that same year, you're going to see fights like Canelo against Triple G and, Joshua against Usyk, potentially Joshua against Wilder. So the value is incredible. Yeah. Talking about the atmosphere? I thought the atmosphere was fantastic. I thought the whole week has been fantastic, from Golden Boy, from The Zone, the 40 Days series, Tecate, Hennessy, the activations going on outside. I thought it was a fantastic week, a fantastic event put on. I want to also thank Golden Boy for the opportunity for John Ryder. That was a big win for him tonight, WBA interim world champion. He's now the mandatory challenger for Callum Smith. And when the David Lemieux fight fell through, I wouldn't have been offended if Eric and Robert told me that John Ryder was off the card. So I want to thank them for keeping him on. And also, they gave one of their fighters a big opportunity tonight, but it was a great performance from John Ryder.
How much in advance will Joshua come for his fight?
Sorry?
How much in advance will Joshua come for his fight, as long as you're here?
He arrives on Sunday in New York. He stays in New York on Sunday night. He does a whole lot of media on Monday, and he leaves on Tuesday to Miami to finish off his training camp.
Check, is this on? Okay. Hey, Eric, what's your thoughts on what happens with Canelo next? I mean, this was a convincing victory over Jacobs. A rematch is not necessarily needed, and Golovkin's going to probably be there after Steve rolls.
I mean, he's in a great position. He's in a great position. I mean, he's the king right now. We're going to do... I lost my voice, Bill, sorry. I lost my voice. We're going to do what we always do with Canelo, which is, we get together, Oscar and I, Roberto Diaz, we get together with the team, and with his team, and we look at all the top guys. One of the fights that Canelo's told us that he would love to do, is Callum Smith. And I think, Eddie knows some people at Wembley Stadium there. So that would be a great event there. So you know, the sky's the limit. You know, he said it himself after the fight. He wants to fight all the top fights, whatever the fans want, whatever the biggest challenge is. If it's a Golovkin fight, then we're going to sit down and we'll talk about that. But he's in a great position right now. Very few fighters get to enjoy a position. Anthony Joshua's in the same position. They can pick and choose who they want to fight.
This one's for Eddie Hearn. With a lot of talent with the zone at the 160-pound division, you could say that for Danny Jacobs, there's a lot of great matchups to be made. You know, talking about a round robin, and at 168, a lot of PVC guys and politics getting in the way, with only Callum Smith, a matchroom guy, being a champion. As much as it would be great to see at 168 Danny fighting, is 160 still probably a more realistic option as far as making fights happen that he wants to have?
No, I think that, you know, when you look at the landscape, you have two PBC guys who are world champions at 168, one matchroom guy, and I believe the WBO title has become vacant for a gift for Billy Joe Saunders next week. So, you know, I wouldn't say it's a division controlled by the PBC. They have two world champions. You know, we'd love to make the David Benavidez fight with Callum Smith. I think that's a great fight. We'd love to make the Canelo fight with Callum Smith. You know, that's an opportunity for Canelo to move up and win the Ring Magazine Championship at 168 pounds as well as the 160 that he holds. So I think Callum's in a good position. You're going to see him on June the 1st at Madison Square Garden. We'll announce that next week. And I just think that having spoken to Danny backstage, and he'll be up here now, I think the answer he'll give you is that he has to move.
Thank you.
So we hear Canelo's 2 minutes away, 2 minutos. First of all, let me just say that what a wonderful weekend. What a beautiful weekend for Cinco de Mayo. Felicidades a todos. Feliz Cinco. Is it already 12 midnight? No. Felicidades 5 de Mayo. Gracias por todo el apoyo que todos los medios nos dan. Todos los medios de México, gracias. Fue la verdad que algo muy especial, increíble, y ganó nuestro campeón en una pelea cerrada, una pelea bien difícil, como decíamos, pero ganó. Así que ahora para la próxima, obviamente ahora hay que descansar y analizar el futuro, pero ahora hay que celebrar el 5 de mayo. I just said in Spanish, sí, claro. I just say gracias. I just said in Spanish that, you know, happy 5 de Mayo. And thank you very much to all the media who just makes this possible. Without you guys, we wouldn't have the wonderful stories and the message to subscribe to the Zone. The Zone is taking over. It's taking over boxing. And we are very, very pleased and happy that all you writers have been sending that wonderful message. Canelo's 2 minutes away, and it was a wonderful fight. Jacobs is an amazing competitor. He's an amazing champion. We all said it was going to be very difficult and tough. You know, I had Canelo winning by 2-3 points. Maybe one draw. One of the rounds was a draw, tie. But Jacobs is just, I mean, I told you guys, he is a warrior. So we're very pleased with everything, and we thank you, the media who makes it possible, who sends that message out to the consumer. And we proved tonight once again with Eddie Hearn, with the Zone, with Golden Boy that you know, this is boxing's destination for a very long time, the Zone. Any questions? 2 more minutes. ¿Perdón? La próxima pelea con almohada. Pero No, no, la próxima pelea, no tenemos nada que hemos hablado, no hay nada que hemos discutido. Hay muchas opciones para el Canelo, pero lo primero es lo primero. Hay que descansar, hay que gozar la victoria y en tiempo vamos a anunciar los próximos planes para el Canelo. Hay muchas opciones, hay muchas opciones. Canelo puede pelear en las 160, 68, 75. Vieron a Golovkin aquí en la arena, vieron a Demetrius Andrade aquí en la arena. Está Smith, Callum Smith, que también es un gran campeón. Está Kovalov en las 175 libras. Canelo tiene muchas opciones, así que veremos a ver qué vamos a hablar en las próximas semanas, pero lo primero hay que descansar. Canelo has many options, as you know, and there's nobody that he doesn't want to face, but he has many options, and that's the wonderful part about being the man in the sport of boxing. Is that everybody wants to fight him, whether it's at 175, whether it's at 160 or 168. He has many challenges, and there's one thing about Canelo that he never shies away from, and that's a challenge.
Oscar, over here.
Yes, sir.
Two things. Would you say that this fight, the way that it progressed, could have been like a test of wills of both fighters? And you mentioned Andrade's name. Would you say that he could be a top contender for Canelo's next fight?
Well, I'm not saying he's a top contender for a next fight, but Canelo's wishes have always been to unify all the belts. But there's different scenarios that can take place. You remember the days when a fighter loses a world title and you have to work your way back up. A Golovkin is knocking on Canelo's door. I mean, he was right here knocking on his door. Demetrius Andrade is right here watching Canelo, and he's knocking on his door. Smith is knocking on his door. Kovalov is knocking on his door. We want to create the right scenario. I mean, look, first thing is first. He has to rest up, and then we'll huddle up and make decisions as a team. But one thing about Canelo, he never shies away from a challenge. That's for sure.
And we can see future events with you and Eddie Hearn working together.
Absolutely. We look, Golden Boy and Matchroom USA understand what boxing, the boxing fan, the consumer, what boxing is all about, what boxing needs, and that's the best fights. Period. We have the best platform. We're on the same platform. We're working together. We can make many fights together, and that's our future plans, is to work together and show every other promoter out there that you can work together. I mean, we've proved it in the past. We've worked with Bob Arum, we've worked with Al Heyman, we've worked with any promoter out there, you name him, and we've worked with them, and we've lost fights and we've won fights. But the wonderful part about working together is that you give the consumers the best fights possible. And that's what we tend to do.
Hey, Oscar, how much is Mexico in play for Canelo's next fight in September?
I really couldn't tell you that. Look, the wonderful thing about the zone is that it allows us to travel the world and fight anywhere. Canelo has expressed interest in fighting in the UK. He obviously wants to fight in Mexico. He wants to go back to Dallas with Jerry Jones. He loves New York. So we'll have to just sit down and really think about his next move. But first thing is first, we're all going to get some rest, and so we can all think clearly in a couple of weeks and make the right decision.
Oscar, por acá. Elías Quijada de TVC Deportes México. Preguntarte, ¿descartarías 100% el próximo 15 de septiembre o en septiembre en este caso, Canelo contra Triple G3?
No, todo es posible. Una trilogía con Triple G es muy posible. Obviamente el Canelo, él siempre lo ha demostrado que él siempre va a pelear con los mejores del mundo y no le huye a nadie. Así que lo primero es lo primero. Vamos a descansar, analizar las cosas muy bien y sentarnos con el equipo de Canelo y hacer las decisiones correctas para que todo el mundo gane. Two minutes, guys, 2 minutes.
Oscar. Oscar,
sí.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Oscar, definitivamente que Canelo Álvarez es un gran boxeador. Y hoy, nos demostró varias cosas. Nos demostró que es un boxeador que sabe aguantar golpes y que tiene una muy buena defensa.
Ajá.
Pero soy admirador de él. A pesar de eso, siento que no tiene ese arrastre. Yo me acuerdo muy bien en tu época, con Julio César Chávez, Tito Trinidad. En México se paralizaba todo cuando había una pelea tuya. Vi ahorita a mano de piedra. En esas épocas había algo que se llama boxeadores dominantes. ¿Qué recomendación le harías tú, con la experiencia que tienes, a Canelo Álvarez para poder llegar a ser ese ídolo, que se impusiera y que paralizara todo un país?
No, mira, lo que mucha gente no entiende es que los contrincantes se están poniendo más difíciles. Se están poniendo más grandes de estatura, más fuertes, son mejores boxeadores. El talento hoy en día en el boxeo es fuerte, es difícil. El Canelo lo está haciendo muy bien. Para mí, a los 28 años que tiene, lo está haciendo muy bien, y ahora que es el ídolo mexicano, y la gente sí lo quiere, lo sigue. Hay una razón por cual Canelo es el único campeón mexicano que pueda llenar un estadio aquí en Las Vegas el 5 de mayo y tener una gran pelea contra un gran boxeador como Daniel Jacobs. Y esa razón es porque la gente quiere a Canelo y lo admiran y lo respetan. Pero nada, el Canelo está escribiendo su propia historia y la está haciendo muy bien, y a mí me emociona porque le falta muchos años de aprendizaje, de falta. Imagínate las peleas que nos va a brindar en los próximos años. Va a ser algo muy especial, así que para mí el Canelo lo está haciendo muy bien y contra contrincantes difíciles y fuertes. He asked me if how I feel Canelo's career, how I feel it's been progressing, and he compares my career and Julio Cesar Chavez's career. And look, we all write our own stories. and Canelo at 20 years old is doing a phenomenal job at being in the helm of the sport. He's driving the vehicle. He's doing a great job carrying the sport on his back. And what I've noticed over the years is that the opponents are getting stronger. They're getting faster. They're getting more knowledgeable compared to our opposition. When I was fighting, when Chavez was fighting, when anybody was fighting, everything evolves. You know, fighters get heavier, they get faster, they get stronger. I truly feel Canelo's doing an excellent job. I mean, who fights Triple D and then fights Jacobs back to back to back? I mean, it's that you have to commend. Huh? Yeah, no, the defense was a huge factor because I love the way Canelo moved his head from all those punches and bunches that Jacobs was throwing. I mean, his combinations, as you witnessed, were lightning fast, and Canelo was able to dodge them, to bob and weave, and so, I mean, he did an excellent job. He did an excellent job. Yeah, Jacobs. So, I mean, look, we just got word that Jacobs is walking in, but I'm telling you, I will never, ever talk anything negative about Jacobs because, you know, when I took him down to the USO tour in Basra in Iraq, and we went to go visit the troops you know, he was a gentleman. He was a hard worker. He was disciplined, and so it was a special treat for me to see a fighter like Jacobs there, you know, lending his time overseas, you know, with the troops. So that's why I always admire Jacobs. That's why I've always spoke highly of him. So, I mean, Eddie Hearn has an incredible fighter on his hands with Daniel Jacobs. So we have to give Daniel Jacobs a round of applause for putting on an amazing fight.
Thank you. Sorry if I have you guys wait. I was trying to use the restroom. I couldn't do it for Bada. I gotta go back and watch this performance. I didn't feel my best, even though I did it. I felt as if I did enough to get the victory, especially with the conversations that I had with my cornermen. I mean, I know it was back and forth action, but it was really, for me, it was really kind of early on. It was really hard to get the rhythm of Canelo. And I felt once I got the rhythm, then I started to push him back, and then it became a really, really competitive fight. I'm just hoping that you guys enjoyed the fight. This was, for me, a great experience being a part of such a big event as this. It doesn't get any higher than this, and I'm just grateful to have this opportunity to please all the fans that tuned in and everyone that showed up tonight. Canelo is a warrior, obviously, and for me, I just have to go back to the drawing board and see what I can do better. But it's questionable for me if I'm going to stay in the middleweight division because it is taking a toll on my body and it's showing. I might have outgrown the middleweight division and I might take my talents to super middleweight. We'll see. Talk to my team. But for the most part, I thought I did enough to win, and once I go back to see this fight on the replay, I'll be able to give a better assessment. But I just thank everybody for being super supportive and all the media for hyping the fight up. This is definitely, hopefully it lived up to the hype, but I sure enough gave everything that I thought I could. Man, it was a great experience. I just love to go in there and give a great showing of boxing. and I had a perfect opponent, perfect contender to go inside there and battle with me to give you guys a great show. So thank you guys very much. This will not be the end of me. I'm sure you guys see me soon. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Jacobs, Cameron Buford here, LA News Observer. I got a question. You kind of touched on it about the weight there. I was going to ask you, how did that play into the fight? And on top of that, how did the weight clause situation play into the fight? Did that play with your mind at all?
No,
in your preparation?
The weight clause didn't play into my mind at all. I knew it was a sacrifice that I had to take because the 10-day weigh-in for me was just a lot. And just me rehydrating with water, I shot up to 170. That was just water alone. So I know that my body definitely needed to rehydrate. And I definitely needed to put a little bit more in my system. So that was a sacrifice that I took. Me and my team came up with the plan that would be the best decision for me to go in there and give my all and not be more depleted than what we already was. I'm a naturally big guy, and I might have just overgrown the middleweight division, but man, I'm extremely happy. Like, this is, for me, a dream come true still. Win, lose, or draw, I was able to perform at the highest level, and it's very humbling. The opportunities that I've had that obviously didn't present itself due to my past. And now that I have all these tremendous people, hopefully I gained a couple fans as well, but now that I have all these tremendous people backing me, I mean, I still think that I have a career that should be thriving after this because super middleweight division is still jam-packed, and we'll see what happens.
Danny, here in front to your left. Two questions for you. Was there anything in the first 4 or 5 rounds where you lost those rounds that Canelo was doing that was causing you trouble? And then secondly, when you hit him with the left hook in the 9th round, were you surprised that he was able to take it as well as he did and get himself out of danger so quickly?
You know, everything happened kind of so fast. I don't believe that I lost the first 5 rounds. I did think that it took maybe 2 to 3 rounds for me to get his rhythm. And I thought he would be a little bit more active than what he was, but he's a strong force. Even though I'm the bigger guy, you can tell, you know, he was there to fight. We both was banging. We both was landing. And it's just one of those things that you can go back and forth with, you know, the judging style or, you know, how you gauge an actual fight. I can wish, all the thing I can do is go back to the tapes and actually make my assessment on it, but I can't do that right now because it's just right after the fight.
Danny, straight in front of you. I was like your thoughts about Canelo Alvarez's defense. I mean, he's known more or less as an offensive-minded fighter. Tonight, he seemed his defense was extremely strong. According to the CompuBox stats, you only landed 20% of your punches. That's obviously a little lower than you probably would have liked. Can you talk to me about what you thought of his defense tonight?
Well, it was definitely a little tricky. I mean, I've always known Canelo had great upper body movement, and that's exactly what he had, and that's what he displayed. I've been vocal about that, you know, this whole press tour about his upper body movement is exceptionally well. I knew what we were facing, but I just thought that I did enough just to kind of tweak it out in my mind, and especially from the conversations we had in the corner. But I take my hats off to him. I'm not one of those guys who, even in a close decision, you know, I still tip my hat off to the man facing the ring, facing me across the ring, because it takes a true champion to get inside the ring with anybody at this level.
Jacob, do you think was necessary or help you the change of guards that you did? Or you think it was a mistake? Because we see when you did that, Canelo was hitting you better. And the second question is, do you surprise that Canelo take your best shot?
All right, let me get to your first question first. I wasn't surprised that he was able to take some pretty good shots. And I don't know, like I said, I don't really remember the fight to be able to answer your first question, but I do think that I was very effective in my southpaw stance. I wanted to trade a little bit more, but his timing was really good as far as knowing when to punch and when to kind of back off. So for me, it's just really about going back to the drawing boards and seeing what I can do better. Well, guys, thank you. Thank you. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
All right, so Canelo now is 2 minutes away. You like my stand-up comedy, huh? No, you know they got to take the urine test and all that, and do all that fun stuff. But no, we're very. I mean, we have to take our hats off to Daniel and Canelo. I mean, at this level that they're fighting in, is any one punch can take you out. So they had good strategies, and they really did some good fighting in there. So we're very proud of them. Yeah, so you have Canelo as the unified champion, and there's only one world title out there. We will see. We will see what happens. How many? 2? So what's everybody gonna do for Cinco de Mayo? Come on, guys. Huh? Some tequila shots. Come on. Huh? We're in Vegas, so we can enjoy Cinco de Mayo. Dan, come on. Let's go to the after party, Dan. Come on. Oh, come on. I got one for you. Follow me. Follow me. I would actually enjoy that, Dan. A couple of tequila shots with me. That would be fun.
Oscar, quick question. Buenas tardes. Gracias por un gran evento.
Gracias.
Thanks for a great night. Everything looks phenomenal, successful. Let me just kind of jump ahead while we have an extra minute. Algo del futuro de Golden Boy. ¿Quién va a ser la estrella que va a ser el primer evento de ustedes en la arena de los Raiders? Who will be the first Golden Boy fighter to headline once the Raiders Stadium is open?
When does that open? 2020?
Yes, sir. Late 2020, probably like in the fall.
Well, he's coming down now. His first name starts with the letter C, and he is the unified world champion in the middleweight division, who has now captured 3 titles in the middleweight division. El gran campeón mexicano, Saúl Canelo Álvarez. Does that answer your question? Round of applause to the champ. Come on, guys. Round of applause.
Muchas gracias a todos, gracias por su apoyo y pues muy contento porque todo salió como esperábamos. Jacobs es un gran peleador, un peleador difícil. Lo sabíamos que teníamos que tener la paciencia que tuvimos para ganar, ir ganando round con round y gracias a Dios tenemos otro título más, ¿no? Y quiero agradecerles el apoyo que siempre me han brindado y vamos por más todavía.
I want to thank everybody for being here, for the support. I'm very happy, I'm very content because everything came out the way we worked hard for. And we always knew going into the fight that Jacobs was going to be difficult, strong, but that's what we prepared for. And I'm very happy to add another belt, another title to my books, to my history. And we're going to continue working and continue winning titles and continue making history. Questions, please.
Who's next? ¿Quién sigue?
¿Quién sigue? Hola, hola.
Esa voz la conozco. ¿Quién será? ¿Dónde está?
I know that voice. I know that voice. Who is it? Where is she?
Ahorita pues descansar, ¿no? Ver con mi equipo de trabajo qué es lo que sigue, pero sin duda en lo que represente un reto para mí, eso es lo que viene.
Right now, the first thing is vacation, a little rest. But without a doubt, the next step would be anything that brings up another challenge.
Pues mi objetivo es ganar los 4 títulos, pero el campeón del otro título va a pelear en junio, entonces es muy cerca para septiembre, entonces vamos a ver qué es lo que sigue, porque nosotros peleamos en septiembre otra vez.
My objective is to fight for another title, but the current champion, that's the only other champion, it fights in June. You all know my fights are in September. That might be too close, so we're gonna, think about it as a team and come up with a decision. I'd like to bring up, I hope that now everybody says Trainer of the Year. They don't recognize him enough. Eddie Reynoso, just a few words, please.
Buenas noches.
Good evening.
Pues agradecidos con todo lo que nos esperaron aquí, ya es tarde.
I want to thank everybody that stayed behind and waited. I know it's late.
Y pues como sabíamos, era una pelea difícil, peligrosa.
And we knew going in it was going to be a difficult fight, a dangerous fight.
El único mal sabor de boca que me queda es que Jacob salió a sobrevivir 12 rounds, no salió a intentar ganar la pelea.
The only bad taste I leave with is that Jacobs, for the 12 rounds, almost fought like in a survival mode. They didn't come really to win the fight.
Y a veces es difícil ofrecer un buen espectáculo para la gente y también que muestre Saúl cosas arriba del ring.
And that makes it difficult to give the kind of performance and the kind of event that the fans that you guys want to see. And also makes it difficult for Canelo, to go out and perform and do the things he wants to do.
Pero también estoy muy contento porque ganamos otro cinturón y también mostró Saúl un movimiento de cintura, una defensa muy buena. Creo que vamos por muy buen camino, nos falta mucho todavía por hacer y vamos a seguir trabajando.
But I'm very happy at the same time because, look, we won another title, another belt, and that's the goals we've set. And also, he showed you all the defense he's bringing in every fight, so always getting better and better. And today you saw the defense, how he took off the punches and moved his waist.
Muchas gracias y nos vemos primeramente Dios en diciembre otra vez por aquí.
Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you again, hopefully in September. Ladies and gentlemen, also, Don Chepo Reynoso, please give a round of applause for him.
Buenas noches, contento nuevamente de estar aquí con todos ustedes y sobre todo con celebrar este gran triunfo. De veras fue un gran triunfo. El único puntito oscuro fue que dicen por ahí que hasta para hacer el amor se ocupan 2, también para pelear se ocupan 2. Hoy Saúl propuso la pelea, desgraciadamente Jacob salió a no ser noqueado y bueno, pues así no se puede, no sé, queda un saborcito amargo de boca porque la gente merecía más. Yo siento que la gente salió contenta con el triunfo, pero la gente merecía más, merecía que Saúl lo conectara como se le veía en la mirada fiera de noquearlo, pero no estaba, le cerraba salidas. Pero me quedo con el triunfo y me quedo con la gran exhibición que nos dio de defensa. La verdad, una hermosa defensa que a mí me apasiona mucho. Su movimiento de cintura. Y véanle su carita. 12 rounds ante un tremendo peleador y su cara está limpia. Muchas gracias.
Okay, I'm going to try to remember some of this. He's very happy, obviously, winning another title, adding another belt to Canelo's history. A little bit of the dark cloud that he has, that he walks away with, a little sour, is, it was hard for him to show the fans and show you all what a spectacular performance he could do, or possibly a knockout, because like in everything, it takes two to tango. We knew going in, Jacobs' ability was tough, but you needed two. But we're very happy, and we'll continue making history. Thank you very much, everyone.
Canelo, what's the best thing about tonight? They mentioned your head movement and your defense. Was that the best thing, or was it the fact that really you were kind of like in another super middleweight fight, and as the fight was going on in the later rounds, you found that will to kind of win those last couple rounds and win the fight?
Todo en general creo que todo fue muy bueno. El movimiento de cintura, la paciencia que tuve para poder enfrentar a un peleador como él, difícil, ir ganando la pelea. Sabíamos que los primeros asaltos iban a ser los más complicados y después de ahí iba a adaptarme, ¿no?, al estilo, y así fue. Jacobs es un peleador que no le puedes conectar más de 3 golpes, no, tienes que irlo conectando golpe, 2 golpes. Entonces fue una pelea difícil, pero gracias a Dios mostramos cosas que teníamos para mostrar y ganamos. Eso es lo más importante, ¿no? Siempre ganar es ganar.
Look, we knew obviously going in, but everything in general I'm happy with. We knew he was going to be a difficult fight, complicated. We knew we would also adapt going into the rounds as we timed them, but it's very hard to do it with Jacobs of landing a combination of 4 or 5 punches. You know, you could land 1, you could land 2, maybe 3 punches, and then he would be moving or changing. But overall, we're very happy, added another title, and again, adding history. One more question, please.
Straight back, Canelo.
¿Qué le puedes decir?
Congratulations on your victory, Canelo. My question for you is, I know you mentioned, or maybe it was, I'm not sure, somebody on your team mentioned that the prospect that you want another title that is held by Demetrius Andrade, who has the fight in June, so maybe you said it was a little too close to your September date. Putting up the fact that he's fighting in June aside, can you give me your thoughts about the possibility of a fight against Demetrius Andrade and the prospect of becoming the undisputed champion?
Sí, no, el que tenga el título, eso es lo que queremos el título, y pues obviamente ese es el objetivo, ¿no? Vamos a sentarnos con nuestro equipo a ver qué es lo que viene, pero el objetivo es ganar los 4 títulos en peso medio.
Yes, that's the goal. Look, whoever has the title, doesn't matter. Our goal is to unify all the belts, become the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. We're going to sit with our team, and we'll come back with a decision. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely night.
Gracias. Gracias a todos.
Thank you very much. Gracias.